Have you ever stared at a geometry problem like this and just thought, where do I even begin? It looks really tricky, right? But what if I told you the solution is actually pretty simple once you know the secret? Well, today, we're going to crack the code on this exact triangle puzzle. Let's jump right in.
So here it is. This is our challenge. We've got a triangle. Its angles are described with algebra, and our one job is to figure out what x is.
You know, it's super easy to look at this and feel a little overwhelmed. But the key isn't to just stare at the shape until it makes sense. Nope, the key is knowing which tools to pull out of your geometry toolbox. So let's open that toolbox up.
Okay, the very first, and I mean the most important tool in that box is what I like to call the golden rule of triangles. This thing is the foundation for solving pretty much any problem that looks like this.
Now, the official name for it is the triangle sum theorem, but its real power is just how simple it is. It doesn't matter if a triangle is big, small, skinny, or wide, the three angles on the inside will always add up to exactly 180 degrees. No exceptions. This is the bedrock rule we're going to build everything on.
So just burn this number into your brain, 180 degrees. Seriously, it's the master key that's going to unlock almost every single triangle puzzle you'll ever find. All right, so we've got our rule. But, how do we actually use it? Well, we translate the picture into an equation. And this is the really cool part where geometry and algebra finally team up. So let's try this on a slightly different problem first, just to get the hang of it. In this triangle, we're given two angles, 30 and 50 degrees. The third angle is this expression, 2x plus 10. Our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to find the value of x.
We can knock this out in three really simple steps. First, we're going to write out an equation using our 180-degree rule. Second, we'll clean it up by combining all the like terms. And third, we'll just solve for x. Let's do it together.
Okay, step one, we just take all three angles, add them together, and set the whole thing equal to 180. So that gives us 2x plus 10 plus 30 plus 50 equals 180. And just like that, we've turned a shape into an algebra problem. Now for the easy part, steps 2 and 3. Let's combine the plain numbers. 10 plus 30 plus 50, that's 90. So our equation just became 2x plus 90 equals 180. A little bit of quick algebra, subtract 90 from both sides, then divide by 2, and boom, we find that x equals 45. See? Solved. All right, you ready for the next level? Let's add another really powerful tool to our toolbox. This one is a special shortcut that only works on a very common type of triangle. And that special triangle is the isosceles triangle. Its main claim to fame is that two of its sides are the exact same length. Here's a little trick to remember the name. Think of the letters SOS in isosceles. Two S's are the same, and the O is the odd one out, just like its sides and angles.
So here's why that's such a big deal. For any old triangle, all we know for sure is that the angles add up to 180. But with an isosceles triangle, we get this awesome bonus piece of information. Two of its angles are always equal. That's a huge advantage when you're solving a puzzle.
This whole idea has a name. It's called the base angles theorem. But all it really says is that the angles sitting opposite those two equal sides are also equal. That's our shortcut. The second you see that a triangle is isosceles, you instantly know the two of its angles are identical. Okay, team, we have our 180-degree golden rule, and we have our isosceles shortcut. It is time to put them both together and solve that puzzle we started with.
And here we are back at our final challenge. The problem tells us we have an isosceles triangle with one angle that's 50 degrees and two other angles that are both called x. We have everything we need. Let's break it down.
Let's just think through this logically. We know two critical facts. Fact 1, all three angles have to add up to 180. That's our golden rule. Fact 2, because it's an isosceles triangle, two of the angles have to be equal. That's it. That's all the info we need.
So now we can finally set up our equation. The wording in the problem is a bit of a clue. It says each of the other angles is x. That strongly suggests that the two x angles are the equal pair. So our equation becomes 50 plus x plus another x all equals 180. And now we just do the math. Combine the two x's to get 2x. Subtract 50 from both sides of the equation, which leaves us with 2x equals 130. Finally, divide by 2, and we get our answer, x equals 65.
And there it is, right there in the options. We have totally cracked the code. So our triangle has angles of 50, 65, and 65 degrees. Let's just do a super quick check. Does 50 plus 65 plus 65 equal 180? Yes, it does. It all fits together perfectly.
You know, this all boils down to one simple idea. Geometry gives us the rules, but algebra gives us the tools. We used the rules of what a triangle is to set up the problem, and then we picked up our algebra tools to actually solve it.
And that really is the big idea here. This way of thinking goes way, way beyond just triangles. Anytime you have a known rule, whether it's in math or science or anything, you can use that rule to build an equation and find something you don't know. It's a really powerful problem-solving technique.
So, we've nailed down that every single triangle has this golden rule of 180 degrees. But that kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What about other shapes? Is there a golden rule for squares, or for pentagons, or hexagons? Is there a pattern there too? Well, that's your next puzzle to solve. Thanks for cracking this one with me today.